Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and today we're going to be talking about why all of the Smash Ultimate characters are queer. Queer. I've done a couple other videos like this, one for Mario Tennis Aces and one for Super Mario Party.
Oh yeah, that makes complete sense, Riley. Tell us about the Italian plumber who's been chasing for Princess Peach's kiss for over 30 years now. Honestly, I think he should just cut his losses and find some other royal piece of ass to chase. Bowser's been smashing that pussy for ages now, and I doubt Mario can measure up to that. That's why all he gets is a kiss.
So you should go watch those. I will link them in the description.
No. Do not go see those videos. They are retarded.
But also, some of the characters overlap here, so I won't be going over those.
Well, darn. I mean, think of all the comedic gold I'll be missing out for this video.
And there are like 70-something characters in Smash Ultimate, so I won't be able to do a lot of detail for all of them. I'm gonna try to keep this as brief as possible as I can with over 70 characters.
Yeah, 70 characters, and they're all queer. Every single one, not a single straight white male among them. Mario, Luigi, Simon, Richter, Cloud, Ike, Snake, Captain Falcon, Pit, queer. Every single one. I was gonna say Link, but his straight days were over the moment Daddy Cass showed up. And wait a second, isn't Ness only 13?
Oh my god, he's a queer.
Some will probably have to be literally just a couple words. And it is also so hot right now, and this is the third video in a row when I've said that, but I can't not mention it.
Then damn, turn on the AC? Get a fan? Come on, Riley, basic problem-solving skills here. But when I'm hot, and I am hot, I have a fan next to me by the computer desk. It keeps me cooled down and safe for YouTube.
I don't know if you can hear them, but there are cicadas in the background right now, and they're so loud, I just hear them buzzing everywhere.
Yeah, I live in Arkansas. We have cicadas here too, and we solve the problem of their noise by closing the window. Yeah. I mean, sorry to mansplain, but kinda sounds like you need it.
I have a fan on that is currently pointed directly at me, because if I don't have it pointed directly at me, I will spontaneously combust.
Oh, okay. Then turn on the air conditioning. This will decrease the temperature of the room. For instance, Riley, if you are interested in a high-quality, well-fitting watch that even I would wear out and about on the daily, then perhaps you would go to Tayrock.com and take a look at their selection of fine watches. And perhaps you might even put in the code RAGS for a 20% discount. Thanks to Tayrock for sponsoring this video.
Australia is so hot and so loud, and I just want to film a video.
It's almost as if the forces of nature itself are trying to stop the aberration to reality that is your content.
So I'm sorry about all the noise. I'm doing the best I can with the situation I'm in, okay? Also, as we get into this, remember not to take it too seriously. It's just for fun. You can headcanon whatever you want for these characters. These are my headcanons.
If there is anything that I have learned about Riley J. Dennis, it's that literally nothing is too stupid and outlandish for Riley to believe and espouse. So I won't take your word for it that this is just for fun. I wouldn't put it past you to label the assertion that Mario is a straight white male as hate speech. I can't wait for the video why your headcanon is transphobic.
I'm not saying that the character has to be this way for you. You can think of them however you want. If you're gonna get mad about someone headcanoning fictional characters, then I think you need a hobby or just literally anything else to do with your time.
Oh, Riley, you sweet summer child. Don't you know that shitting all over people's opinions is what we do here on the internet?
So you can go be mad about that somewhere else.
Oh, we aren't mad, Riley. We are captivated.
All these people over here are like saying that I'm easily offended, and then they get offended when I make videos about the gender and sexuality of fictional characters.
Well, that doesn't make any sense at all, which is why she's having a giggle thinking she's so clever. People aren't offended that you have personal headcanon about video game characters. First off, we all do. It's not offensive. When you go out and tell people that they're transphobic because they don't want to have sex with a trans person, that's offensive. That's passing character judgment on people. When you say all Republicans are evil and that if you voted for Trump, you're a bad person to the core, those things are not on the same plane of existence as you being such a simpleton that gender is the only lens that you can look at media through. It's one of the reasons why people pity you as much as they laugh at how ridiculous you are.
Okay, I'll go through them somewhat in order. So first up, we have Link, who I think is obviously non-binary.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's so obvious.
Because he has a very, like, androgynous looking face.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's a good a reason as any. Use a person's facial structure, which they didn't choose to have, as justification for their gender. But by that same rule, Riley, don't get upset if somebody looks at you and calls you sir.
Like, I haven't played a lot of the older Zelda games, but, like, in Breath of the Wild, there's even a part where he has to dress up as a woman, and, like, he looks great.
Yeah, he has to. He doesn't have a choice. He needs to get into a Gerudo village that's all female. No males are allowed. He has to cross-dress to pass as the fairer sex.
And his face is just very androgynous. Like, this seems like a character that, like, anyone could kind of picture themselves in, regardless of whether they're a boy or a girl or non-binary. And so I think Link has to be non-binary, right?
Generally, when I'm formulating my own headcanon about a universe or character or other fictional setting, I try to find substantive reasons why what I think can be justified. For me, it's more than just, man, I wish this was the case. I think it's far more meaningful if you can look through the information of the media and use evidence that might support a proposition. It helps me keep my headcanon consistent with the possible real canon. What I see here is that you just say, he looks a certain way and he has to wear a dress this one time. That's fine if you want to. But I think it's far more interesting to formulate an idea and then be able to convince other people that it just might be true because of X, Y, and Z evidence found in the media that might support it. For instance, there's an excellent video by the YouTuber Rhino Stew called Why Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. At a glance, you might think it's a joke title, but over the course of 15 minutes, Mr. Stew makes a wide variety of connections, observations, and presented evidence that actually makes you consider if it's true or not. That potential for verity, for being true, is what makes it so much better than just throwing out a, oh, I just kinda want it to be that way. In before Rags doesn't let people have opinions.
But I'd say he's cool with, like, he or they pronouns, probably.
I think if you called Link they, he'd look around and say, no, it's just me. I'm the only one here. It's just me.
Since, like, most of the time he's, like, mask presenting.
Sorry, you're not very articulate. Did you say mask presenting? Maybe you said mass presenting, but that's just what I do if my Saturday night's going really well. If by mask presenting you mean wears a mask, then yeah, he has a decent amount of armor options that do cover his face. Some of these are to disguise him so that he looks like a monster or an enemy type. The rest are armors meant to protect the face, as armors often do. There's a few that hide the face a bit, and if you want to consider that trying to hide his gender, sure.
Okay, next up I'm gonna do like 3 characters in one. We got Samus, Dark Samus, and Zero Suit Samus.
Okay, so the same person.
Because Zero Suit Samus is in the Samus suit, and Dark Samus is just the dark version.
Yep.
Obviously, Samus is a trans lesbian. I don't really think this is up for debate. I think that's just very clear.
All right, well, just for those of us in the back who didn't quite catch it, go ahead and explain it to us, just so we're clear.
Like, look at her. Her suit has, like, the broad shoulders. She's, like, super tall. Like, in canon, she's, like, 7 feet tall or something.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's what I tell people all the time. Tall, broad shoulders, obviously a lesbian.
And obviously, not all trans women have broad shoulders and are really tall, but that's definitely more of, like, a trans woman trait.
Yeah, but remember, guys, sex is a social construct.
And just very trans lesbian vibes.
And when you say trans lesbian, just so we're clear, this is a male to female transgender person who is gay, which makes them a lesbian now. I mean, you're gonna have to work with me a little bit. I'm not really hip on the gender lingo. My position has always been that I don't really care what you are. Do what you want to do. Be your own person. It's your body. It's your thing. Go for it. Knock yourself out. There's just so much terminology involved. I get lost. I just remember a simpler time when I could walk down the street and say, hey dude, what's up, without being called a Nazi.
I don't know how to describe it. I just relate a lot to her, and therefore trans lesbian.
Don't think you've actually mentioned how you relate to her?
Alright, next. Oh, next up is Kirby, who I love so much. I think Kirby is just a pure feminine little trans boy. And bisexual, because Kirby sucks up everything. Kirby doesn't care what the gender of something it's sucking up is.
That doesn't mean he's bisexual. It means he's a whore. I'm bisexual. That doesn't mean that every dick that presents itself to me is going in my muzzle.
Kirby gonna suck it all with 2 C's. Also, Kirby survived the World of Light thing where they wiped out everyone, and only a trans person has that much resilience.
If I was a regular viewer of yours, not only would I have irreversible brain damage, but I would also be under the impression that trans people are the most fragile, pathetic people on the planet. They must be protected from all criticism, that anybody who doesn't share my view on trans issues should be thrown in the gulag for hate speech, that trans people simply cannot handle things the rest of humanity can. Of course, that's not what I think. I don't think trans people are any more or less resilient than anyone else necessarily. But the picture that's so often painted by SJWs and identitarian leftists is that certain protected groups simply cannot handle criticism, and that criticism must be shut down, either through legal or social intimidation. Riley, you are the one who literally made a video called "Misgendering Trans People is an Act of Violence." You are so pathetic and soft that you think someone calling you sir is violence against you. I cannot name any person who has damaged the perception of trans people more than you have. Well, you and furries. If I was trans, then I would despise your channel even more than I do now for giving people such a horribly negative depiction of a trans person talking about those issues in the most narrow-minded and insulting way possible.
Ooh, next up we got Fox. Fox is a bi cis guy.
Wait a second, someone whose gender matches their biology?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I haven't prepared any of this, that's just what I get from him. I just feel like he has that cool edge, and I just picture bi guys as always being cool and confident, and that's definitely a stereotype I have in my head, but...
Well, I am cool and confident, but unfortunately stereotyping people by their sexuality is a hate crime.
Got him.
That's how I picture Fox, at least. And so I feel like Fox, Falco, and Wolf all kind of have the same general vibe. Falco identifies as pan, and Wolf is just queer.
Wait, what's the difference between pan and queer? I know the difference between pan and skillet.
Ooh, fuck yeah! We're keeping it in!
Are all pans queers, but not all queers are necessarily pans? What is it about these characters that give you these queery panny vibes?
Because they're just pals, they fly around on their ships, do their thing, like anyone they want, it doesn't matter what a gender is.
But none of that has anything to do with their sexuality.
And I know Wolf is probably their enemy, I never played Star Fox. Okay, let's do Pikachu and Pichu as one thing, because both of them have, in the Pokemon games, they have gender differences between the two Pokemon, there are female and male Pikachu and Pichu.
Oh no, what a terrible complication.
But in Smash, all of the characters, I think, for Pikachu are male, except for the wrestler one, which has the female, heart tail. Because I can't see the tail right here when I'm looking at it on the Switch.
Oh, there you go again, implying that there are biological differences between the sexes.
But I think there's only one female version, and then with Pichu as well, it just gets a little, fluff on its left ear that denotes it as female.
You fucking both.
So both of them have, mostly male forms and then a female form as well, so I'm gonna say genderqueer, and then they both just, sometimes present as femme,
Or, alternative hypothesis, it's not the exact same individual Pikachu every time.
Assuming that all of their costumes are the same Pikachu or Pichu. Ness and Lucas we're going to talk about together, since again, basically the same person except Lucas has a cool snake. I think they're both Ace and Arrow, or at least Ness is Ace and Arrow and Lucas considers himself on the spectrum.
Yeah, I have no idea what any of these words mean, so I'm going to have to Google them and find out. Ace and Arrow. Oh. Aromantic spectrum. Aromantic, feeling no romantic attraction towards anyone of any gender. We have demi-romantic, which is only feeling romantic attraction to someone once you've formed a strong emotional bond. Can be used with another term around its own. Yeah, that's just called being fucking normal. We have recipromantic, only feeling romantic attraction when you know the person is attracted to you. All right, it's also kind of just being normal. Gray aromantic, very rarely feeling romantic attraction towards anyone, can be used with another term around its own. Okay. Lithromantic, coy romantic, experiencing romantic attraction without desire for reciprocation. All right. And aeroflux, which is how aromantic you feel fluctuates. All right. Maybe I'm missing out on this definition, but that sounds like different amounts of nothing? All right, now we have asexual spectrum. All right, so asexual is feeling no sexual attraction towards anyone of any gender. We have demisexual, only feeling sexual attraction to someone once you've formed a strong emotional bond, okay? We have reciprosexual, only feeling romantic attraction when you know the person is attracted to you. We have gray asexual, very rarely feeling sexual attraction towards anyone. And we have lithsexual, acoisexual, experiencing sexual attraction without desire for reciprocation. And we have aceflux. All right, so how asexual you feel fluctuates. Sometimes you may feel sex repulsed. Sometimes you may not mind the idea of sex. I feel like some of these they're just defining into existence. So apparently one of them is aromantic and the other one is asexual. Let's see why she thinks that. Now that we have all educated ourselves on these terms that I just now realize existed, let us now examine Riley's justification.
It might be like gray asexual or something, but both of them are on some kind of ace arrow level. Captain Falcon,
Oh, no reason. Shocker. I did all that studying for nothing.
loud and proud, gay cis man, absolutely.
Yeah, but why? Like, is there like, does he say something that's like really gay? Does he do gay things with all of his gay friends at their gay races? Being straight is generally the default for the human race, so I'm wondering, is there anything that he does that leads you to suspect that he's gay?
Jigglypuff is the feminist lesbian. Jigglypuff is just like a cis lipstick lesbian all the way.
Oh yeah, because, let's see, because she's tall and has really broad shoulders. Wait.
Just like super femme, everyone always like assumes she has to be straight because she's so feminine and stuff, and she's like, nah bitch.
Well yeah, most people assume by default someone is straight because the vast majority of people are straight.
I like girls. Ice Climbers, the brother is gay and the sister is bi.
Well that explains what they use those mallets for, I guess.
Why, you might ask? I have no idea. That's just how I see the Ice Climbers. Sheik is the coolest non-binary person on the face of the fucking planet. Okay, so I didn't play the games that have Sheik in them, but I'm pretty sure Sheik is just like Zelda wearing a disguise. Someone's probably gonna yell at me for that because it's wrong, but I feel like that was a thing because I remember one of the Smash games, like the down B move switched between Zelda and Sheik. So both Zelda and Sheik, just for that, get the non-binary status.
This was actually the subject of a Polygon article from August of 2014. According to Nintendo Senior Product Marketing Manager Bill Trinan, the definitive answer is that Sheik is a woman, simply Zelda in a different outfit. And we know Zelda considers herself a woman, and we know that she has feelings towards Link scattered around and details here and there. So Zelda is a cis woman who's probably straight, and I wouldn't say bisexual because I think there should be some justification for that. And fucking hell, what the fuck am I doing?
They have achieved the level of non-binary. But seriously, they're both just so great. It's like a super cool non-binary person who can be like the coolest masked person in the world and then just immediately switch into like a beautiful femme. A power that not many people possess. Dr. Mario is just Mario but pretentious.
What? No, I mean he changed his clothes. That means he's quasi-pandemic-queer 12 lowercase q sexual. With a twist of lemon.
So whatever I said about Mario in the Mario Tennis Aces video, it's that, but with an added level of pretension.
Stereotyping by occupation? Tut, Riley, that's not very progressive of you.
Why do I think all doctors are pretentious?
Probably because you think biological sex doesn't exist, and doctors are like, no, that's retarded.
Alright, let's go through some sword boys.
What? You can't just assume people's gender, Riley. That's an act of violence!
We got Marth, Lucina, Crom, and Roy. I'm gonna put all in one thing, because they're all just like basic sword lads. I just feel like if you're that good with a sword, you're bisexual.
You just called Lucina a sword lad.
I don't know why. I just picture everyone who's good at using a sword as being bisexual. Bisexuals have swords, right? Isn't that like, I think that's a rule?
No.
My girlfriend probably has a sword lying around somewhere. So yeah, Marth, Lucina, Roy, Crom, all bi. Mr. Game & Watch, trans boy. Meta Knight, bisexual trans woman. Okay, Pit, I'm thinking Pit is definitely a gay trans boy, but then Dark Pit is a gay trans boy like a few years after having transitioned, after having become like jaded by all the transphobia and stuff.
So there doesn't seem to be any clues or hints or justification from these characters for why you hold these things in your noggin. And I doubt if we took away your notepad there, you'd be able to tell me all of this from memory. You're just calling people trans this or trans that. Everybody in your little world can't be a straight cis character. I can't help but wonder if this is a little glimpse into the mind of Riley J. Dennis, where the world would be better if all the abnormal or uncommon gender identities became the majority. If being a straight cis person was something that was considered to be the unusual thing. This doesn't sound like it's anything you've actually given thought to. It's just taking a list and slapping trans on the names. Anyway, from this point on, I'm just gonna skip over ones that aren't interesting or that I can't be bothered to come up with witty snark for.
Oh my god, Sonic. Oh, what is Sonic? I feel like Sonic is a pan-romantic, asexual trans guy. So basically, he's like super romantic and into everyone, but he also just doesn't really feel sexual attraction and doesn't know what everyone's going on about.
Well, it's not that he's romantic with everybody, it's that other people's gender and stuff doesn't matter to him when it comes to romance. But he's not interested in sex, which makes a lot of sense to me, considering that's probably not the time to be the fastest animal on land.
And he runs really, really fast because he's always trying to escape just queer phobia in general.
Wait a second. What happened to the whole trans people are the most resilient people on the planet thing from a few minutes ago?
Breaks the dog and run away.
King Dedede is so precious. King Dedede is just a big old bear, just a cis gay, but like a good cis gay who's really supportive and like shows up for trans people and stuff.
Everything in your world revolves around trans and trans this and trans that. It is the colored lens through which you see the cosmos.
Olimar's precious. I love Olimar. Olimar's genderqueer. Olimar's just queer in general. Gender queer, sexuality queer, all of it.
Oh, yeah. Why think about it? Why put thought into it? He's just stuff. Things.
Lucario, cis gay lesbian.
What? Why?
Rob is a pansexual cis woman.
Wait, what? How can a robot be cis? He's just following his programming.
Toon Link, you're just Link, but a cartoon. You go in the same category as what I said for Link. Same for Young Link. Why are there 3 Links of different ages and art styles?
Because even though they're all named Link, they all exist in their own separate universes of Zelda games. They're different iteration of the same character idea, like Spider-Man for instance. And their visual differences are immediately noticeable.
My girlfriend Fiona has been playing as Mega Man, and now I only picture her as Mega Man. So Mega Man is a bisexual cis woman. Yeah, he has Mega Man in his name, and he goes by he, him pronouns, but you know what? This is my video, so I can make him whatever I want.
Yep, sure can.
Wii Fit Trainer, we got girl version and guy version, both non-binary icons.
Wait, so if there's a girl version and a guy version of the Wii Fit Trainer, then aren't they icons of a girl and a guy?
Little Mac, bisexual trans guy. Greninja, trans lesbian. Palutena, trans lesbian.
Gosh, you're just bursting with creativity.
Pac-Man can be a cis gay guy. Robin, with the gorgeous girl form, who's just the coolest fucking person in the whole world. Is it unfair if I just make all of the people who have male and female, like, versions in the game non-binary?
Well, I'd say it's dull and boring and uninspired, lazy. There's no actual reason in lore. You just slap trans on things.
Am I just cheating? Robin's gonna be specifically gender fluid, so they can just like pop in between the two.
Well, golly gosh, when you say it like that, I can't fathom why people don't think gender fluid's an actual thing.
Shulk is a twink. Duck Hunt are the cutest little lesbian. Ryu and Ken, gay trans boys. Korin, trans lesbian, and trans guy.
This isn't even entertaining anymore. How are you such a dull individual?
This one, I can't make them all non-binary, all the ones that switch.
Oh yeah, that would clearly go against the strict criteria you've been using up to this point.
Ridley is one of those like perfect queer-coded villains where you're like, I'm tired of queer-coded villains, but also they're so cool. Ridley's a bi-cis guy.
What is a queer-coded villain? Damn it, you're making me look shit up. Queer-coded villains. The strange, difficult history of queer coding. If you've been paying attention for the last couple years, or really for all of human history, but we'll get to that, then you're probably aware of a very specific concern among LGBTQ communities. What? No, nobody gives a shit about queer coding. The issue is in regard to the way certain characters are portrayed in film and television and boils down to one of two main complaints. 1. Queer baiting, a system by which creators depict an obviously queer relationship without acknowledging it. And 2. A lovely new fad in which creators claim LGBTQ representation in their work without providing it in any concrete way. Wow, is this something people actually give a shit about? Are there people out there in the world who are legitimately concerned about queer baiting? A system by which creators depict an obviously queer relationship without acknowledging it. If it's obviously queer, then why the fuck do you need them to acknowledge it? What, you need them to beat you over the head with the fact that characters are gay or something? Like, is your problem that they don't make a big enough deal about characters happening to be gay? I keep hearing, and this is just what feminists do too, all the goddamn time, I keep hearing that, oh, we just want LGBTQ+++ lowercase q to the third power people to be treated the same as everyone else. That's all we want. And then I hear we need to give special recognition and special privileges and special status to LGBTQ people. I mean, I'm LGBTQ 30/6, second star to the right and straight until morning, and I think it's incredibly condescending that shows and characters should have to pander to my sexuality by dangling a carrot out there that says, ooh, look, we made up a fictional character who's gay, just like you. This affects you in some way, right? Look, our movie stars a woman. Ooh. The article says both of these are major issues for the LGBTQ community. Really, major issues. If you would have asked me to name a major issue concerning the LGBTQ community, I would have said something like marriage equality, persecution in the Middle East. You know, things that are actually problems that could be facing them, not queer baiting and queer coding. Anyway, queer coding is, it's a process by which characters in a piece of fictional media seem or code queer. Okay. What a waste of my life. Fuck this, I'm skipping to the end.
And that is everyone. I think we made it. Let me know your thoughts in the description, what you headcanon all of these characters as, if you disagree with mine or agree with mine.
Well, be it far from me to not go above and beyond.
And just a reminder, this is all in good fun. It's literally, yeah, just for fun.
Oh, Riley, don't you know, this is current year. Fun is hate speech.
You can headcanon whatever you want. You can ignore my headcanons if you don't like them. And I'm not trying to, like, turn everything queer. We're just having fun, making the representation for ourselves that we don't normally see everywhere.
Remember earlier on in this video when I went on a little spiel about how you actually are counterproductive to the people you want to help? I think this is an excellent example of just why I was right, as is tradition. Think of how meaningless, trivial, and unfounded and lazy all of this was. All you did was slap trans and non-binary onto the characters, and that was the magic bullet that solved the issue. Did it make sense? No. Was it meaningful? No. But now that this anthropomorphic walking, talking, spaceship piloting bird is now called queer, all of a sudden, that's some magical victory in your head for representation that ultimately is completely without merit. Imagine how incredibly incompetent you make LGBTQ people look when you suggest that this fantastical, fictional Falconidae now represents them because you just said he's queer. That's enough, right? If you showed me a character and asked how I would be able to connect with him, I would say things like a well-rounded set of talents and abilities, but also flaws, an arc in his story that shows how events change him over time, behavior that consistently acts in accordance with his character, maybe he has a history that accounts for where he is today, things like that. If you told me, oh, he's gay, you connect with him because of that, right? I would furrow my brow and shake my head and wonder how you even arrived anywhere near that conclusion.
Because media is just like all cis straight people, except for like a few shows that we get. So,
yeah, that's because in human civilization, the vast majority of people are cis straight people. What's up with all these Indians in Bollywood films?
I don't see any problem in just having a little bit of fun, you know?
Yeah, that's social justice warriors for you. I'm just having fun, they'll say. No harm in that, they'll say. But God forbid you tell a joke they don't like, and then they'll try to ruin your life and destroy your livelihood. Go fuck yourself, Riley.
Oh, and if you want to watch me play some Smash Ultimate...
Yeah, nobody with an ounce of self-respect wants to watch you unironically. Get out of here. Ugh, that was fun. Every time Riley pops up, I just know that I'll suffer what will most likely turn out to be irreversible brain damage. And it got me thinking about headcanon, about how lazy some of it is. You can, of course, think whatever you want, but I want my headcanon to be substantive, like it's backed up in some meaningful way from the source material. Yeah, I know that me having standards is a terrible, horrible, bigoted thing. Oh well. Can't wait to hear how the angry doggo, he won't let people have opinions. Oh yeah, I'm the worst. Anyway, I figure now I would let you guys know that I do a weekly review on exclusively games. These are 10 to 15 minute reviews on various games I started to do a couple weeks ago. Every Wednesday I have one up over there, and I make an announcement on my YouTube channel and also in my Discord. Go and check those out, support the channel, I really like what's happening over there. And until we meet again, you guys have an excellent day.